I was sent this video by a channel called TDT, and the title alone is what caught my attention. It is honestly a masterpiece of a title. The Nazi twink ruining Instagram. Yeah, you got me. The clickbait worked. Well played, Mr. YouTuber. It worked on me. I want to know about this Nazi twink, who appears to be Russian, if not a simp for Russia, if I'm not mistaken, based on the flag. But let's dive into it. Wrong screen. Oh, and by the way, is this AI? I can't tell. Wait, hold on. I guess this person does look a little wacky, for sure. But it's not AI, it's a Dutch flag. I remember there's a scene, maybe what mixed me up is that scene in Lord of War, where they're like, flip the flag, and it's Dutch. With the French flag, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's what got me mixed up, because I just watched Lord of War, and that scene is still stuck in my head. Anyway, nothing necessarily rings AI about this, but let's, all that aside, Dutch, I got a plan, that as well. All that aside, if you end up enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below on this video. It really does help a lot. If you don't know what to comment, just comment, who is up Xandering their haul? I very much do appreciate it, and so does the YouTube algorithm. And thank you. And if you haven't ever seen my stuff before, make sure to subscribe if you end up liking it. But with all that said, let's get right into it without any further ado. Let's learn about this Nazi Instagram twink. I'm very curious. Oh my god, that's quiet. Jesus. Let's bring up that volume.
The most liberal, pro-immigration, globalist party has taken power.
So if you spend a lot of time doom scrolling on Instagram, you've probably come across a lot of Save Europa-ass content, most likely exported fresh from India. And one content creator that I just keep getting spammed with, no matter how many times I click not interested, is this dancing twink making boilerplate far-right talking points. His handle name is Merrick Star, but he often goes by King Twink III in his videos. I don't know who the fuck King Twink...
What is this content made for? You have to assume women, right? Or is it like gay dudes? Who is this made for? Is he trying to like tap into the long-lost brand that was once dominated and well utilized by Milo Yiannopoulos? Because he was like the quintessential flamboyant gay conservative. Not just conservative, sorry, but full-on alt-right, eventually we found out Nazi. Very interesting. Closeted chuds? Yeah, it is probably worth noting. I'm not saying that like every homophobe is like secretly closeted gay. That's obviously not true. But it is an undeniable fact that a lot of LGBT people start to realize that their sexuality is not straight, and they're in denial about it. And their denial, like the easiest way to solidify their denial, to be the furthest thing from what they fear they might be, which could be gay, trans, whatever it may be, is to be, hateful towards those groups. And so I do think that there are a fair amount of closeted gay guys in the far right now, probably a lot of them being young, that would be appealed to by this content, because no matter how conservative and Nazi they are, they can't ungay themselves. They are gay, as much as they may not like it. And that can be taken advantage of by some particularly morally reprehensible Nazi figures.
The first or second were, I guess we're going to see later, that this motherfucker wrote a whole ass book on the matter,
purple,
which might explain it to us. But either way, he has almost 130k followers, and Merrick went from being a small account posting about acting to posting about being a white nationalist gay cum addict who loves Hitler.
I've done nothing but fight for Europe's salvation, while others sought comfort and compromise. I have labored without rest, without distraction, giving every moment to our common cause.
If we go to the very beginning of Merrick's Instagram page...
I like, no hate, but European far-righters just annoy me the most. American far-righters are one thing, but when they've got a European accent of any kind, I feel like the American... I feel the America first boiling up in me, dude. Like, I get extra angry when I hear some foreign accent from Europe, or really any country, pushing right-wing politics on Americans. It just gets me triggered. I have a very American response to that.
You can see that his branding was very different. The first post that is still up is a scene from some work he did. The caption reads, "Enjoy this 50-second glimpse into my creative process." Today,
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say, like, a lot of these failed conservative grifter, like a lot of these conservative grifter fail sons, he's probably someone who completely failed out of a attempt at an acting career, and chose right-wing grifter as, like, the next best thing, I suppose.
We know Merrick as dressing up as a king, and you can see very early on there were signs of his interest in history and royalty and all of that. There's an early post about the George IV state diadem. The caption is about how he appreciates the history, especially as an artist, and the beauty and intricacy of such a historical piece and all of that. But during this time, Merrick would just post about acting, making observational comedy about the trials of being an actor and so on, and this would go on for months with modest viewership. Then, suddenly, his posts shift.
Isn't it convenient how so much of these fake grifter fucks all started out as actors? Like, their entire persona and what they claim to believe is make-believe. You know, it's fake. And they started as actors. I feel like that makes a little bit of sense when you think about it for a moment.
To mostly him in his king outfit and makeup with the soft light filter on. Things would escalate when Merrick uploads a reel about searching for a boyfriend.
So, I'm looking for a boyfriend. This is serious. I even made a specific email just for this. boyfriend@merrickstar.com. Let me tell you what I'm looking for.
Now, why the fuck would you ever assume that sodomy laws wouldn't exist in the white ethno-state? You will not be allowed to exist and be gay in a white ethno-state. I promise you. Not unless Nick Fuentes is running it. Then for some reason, they'll be allowing Mexicans, gay people, maybe the occasional trans person if Nick Fuentes finds them attractive enough. You know, Nick Fuentes' white ethno-state is bizarre, to say the least.
First of all, I'm Eric Starr. I'm an actor, model, influencer, and yes, the king of acting. I'm currently standing in front of Balmoral Castle, and I'm looking for someone to stand by my side. Someone kind, caring, emotionally available, and fun. You should know how to love life.
This is a dating
Go
ad.
out, travel, hike, explore, be passionate about something. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it drives you. There's some children fighting behind me. I'm looking for someone who's confident, knows how to dress, takes care of themselves, and honestly someone good looking. If you're blonde or ginger, you've got an advantage. If you're a great person, I'm open to anything, really. Age range, 18 to 25 is ideal. There's children around me now. It's so funny. It's so funny. Age, 18 to 25 is ideal. If you're a little older and you have your life together, maybe I'll make an exception.
I know this is like a whole thing, or whatever, but like, man, even as like someone who is still relatively young at 26, I don't know how old this guy is, I forget how old he said he was, I could never see myself dating an 18-year-old. Like, not at this point in my life, or any time in the future could I see myself dating an 18-year-old. I feel like they'd have to at least be 25, maybe 24 at the youngest. And it's not even because of, like, the creep factor. It's also because, man, an 18-year-old, talking to an 18-year-old is not all that different to talking to, like, a 17 or a 16-year-old. Insofar as, like, what they have of value to say. You know what I mean? Like, they're still pretty immature. They don't have a lot of wisdom or lived experience, etc., etc. I honestly feel like an 18-year-old is more similar to a 16-year-old than to a 20-year-old in a lot of ways. Just in personality and stuff. So, I don't know. I feel like, I'm not accusing him of being weird or anything. I'm just saying, that's a pretty, I can't share in that metric. Damn, I don't know whether to be offended or not. I'm sorry, Nobleman Railway. When you are 26 years old, you'll get it. You'll get it. I'm not saying compare yourself to other people. You will compare when you're older, you will compare your current, right, for right now it would be your future self, to your current self, and you'll be like, wow, my 18, 19, 20-year-old self was a dumbass. You know what I mean? You will have that experience, I promise you. It'll give you massive amounts of perspective.
I'm based in Prague, but I travel all the time, so distance isn't really an issue. I'll move for the right person. Ideally, you speak English, and if you're from an English-speaking country, even better. If this sounds like you, email me at boyfriend@merrickstar.com. I'm waiting for my king or queen consort to join me. Don't be shy. Life's too short to take chances.
In a follow-up, Merrick uploaded...
He is unironically doing boyfriend applications. That is crazy. I'm guessing he's serious, too. It's not a meme, it's not a joke. He's, like, seriously doing boyfriend applications.
It's reasons why you should date me, which gets a lot of attention with over 100,000 views and a comment section full of horny gay guys. This is where Merrick realized that he had cracked the code to virality. Merrick also has a few I'm not like other girl type posts, you know, like you won't find me in a club, you might find me chilling at a castle. During this time, Merrick would actually find a boyfriend. But unfortunately for Merrick, this relationship was very short-lived. Basically, Merrick was pumped and dumped by a guy from Australia, no less. I swear it wasn't me, guys. But this would lead Merrick to go on a mood-style rant about how he hates Australians. And I can't blame him. I've done the same thing. Like,
some Australian dude pump and dumped him. Phrasing? No, the phrasing was intentional. He got his ass fucked and he got, like, nutted in and then abandoned, left to the wayside. Bro got used and abandoned. I don't want to play with you anymore, head ass. God damn. That's crazy. And now he just hates Australians. He got used for sex by an Australian, and now he hates Australians. That's rough. Got used by a Queenslander.
You know, the rant that is not getting pumped and dumped by a
Queenslander.
What's a Christian mindset? A Christian mindset begins with this: truth above comfort, God above all. You speak honestly, even when it costs you. You treat others with the same level of fairness you hope to receive because that's what real faith demands. You don't become a servant of money, or to status, or to anyone who pretends to stand higher than God. No government, no family, no fame.
I swear to God, dude, the internet's gonna be the death of humanity. There was a time where people behaving this way were just the laughing stock of the town. Nowadays, people actually show up in droves to listen to the town drunk or town crazy because they've got a large internet platform now.
No power. None of it is greater than him. You keep your words true, your heart just, and your eyes fixed on the one who is above it all. That is the Christian mindset: to live in truth, to walk in fairness, and to place God where he belongs, first.
So after the heartbreak, you can see Merrick starts getting political. You get should we normalize royals posts, and eventually a Christian verse, and then a complete pivot towards Christian posting. That Aussie duh will make you...
It's such a blatant grift, man. It's so clearly for closeted, right-wing, Christian gay men. And maybe the occasional, like, right-wing female viewer who likes androgynous twink boys. That I'm sure there's a bit there, too.
You believe in God, bro. That'd be hitting different. What's funny, though, is at the same time that he starts grifting off of right-wing Christians, Merrick adopts the moniker King Twink III. He starts world-building about the Twinkdom and all this gay shit like Butt Sex Castle, Lord Dickus Suckus II. He also starts posting fantasy adventure reels where he has discovered
I have a very good friend in Rome named Biggest Dickus.
Of it a dungeon or castle, but it's all related to butt sex and lube and cum.
Hi, I'm King Twink III, and welcome to Masturbation Street, the city where masturbation was developed. Founded by Sir Cumsalot several hundred years ago, along with Twinkleberry Applebottom III, the great twink lord. Behind you can see the butt plug of...
Like, this type of humor alone tells you, like, the target age demographic for this content has got to be, like, gay 15-year-olds, right? Like, what adults are watching this content and taking it seriously? I need to know. It cannot be actual adults out there.
Grand Gay Lord Milk Van Prostate the First, so sexy. Lord Dickus. The butt plug is making a sound. If you excuse me, we're going to go jerk off with the fanboys inside the church, and then we're going to continue.
So on one reel, it's like Christian nationalists saying, I agree with this. And then on another reel, it's like all horny gay dudes. I'm sure it's actually the same people in both comment sections.
Rage bait.
This brings us to the 2025 self-published book, The History of Twinkdom, the complete timeline, available on Amazon for $10 in paperback, authored under his royal moniker, King Twink III.
Chad, I think we're gonna have to buy this book.
And the book serves as like a record of his mythical queer civilization that he's made up, and it chronicles figures like Twink the Conqueror, Twink the Baptizer, and rival rulers such as King Femboy Aurelius Fluffington III. I mean, on God, we are not buying this shit. But Merrick has a real...
Like, this is what happens when you let a failed theater kid just out of control. Just let them unleashed upon the world and the internet. And this is what they produce. Absolute horror.
About how Christians should be kind to gays and accept them, but then right after he posts about how God saved him from being gay and now he is a based monarch. It's like he's literally A/B testing to see if he should pander to a far-right audience or not.
Real!
Just completely transparently and shamelessly. You then get to the Europe for Europeans arc. I have no idea what to make of this. It's like a comment section full of people supporting his far-right statements, but like in a homosexual and horny way. And speaking of Europeans, I have no idea where he is from. It says he is British on all of his bios everywhere, like on his IMDb.
Yeah, the Dutch flag.
But he obviously has an accent, and sometimes he is in Czech Republic or the Netherlands waving their flags, and either way, Merrick would begin...
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if it's French or Dutch. The flag could be rotated 90 degrees. I still got Lord of War in my head, okay?
Posting more and more ethno-nationalist content. Eventually, Merrick would start posting Holocaust denial reels and posting about the Jewish question. Typically, these reels include him dancing horribly with Save Europa-ass music, including remixes of Hitler speeches, and what cracks me up is just how much engagement this far-right content gets. In my view, Merrick is clearly...
It is so clear that we are not in the Chud era right now. We're in the Nazi era. Like, the pendulum has now reached the absolute rightmost part of the swing. Because, like, dude, I cannot tell you how many times I'll be watching a YouTube video. An apolitical YouTube video from, like, some small up-and-coming channel with a video that's gone viral and ends up in my recommended. And somewhere within the first 5 minutes, they find a way to work in a hidden Hitler quote. Like, I was watching a random, like, drama video the other day, and randomly in passing, like no acknowledgement made to it, they said, insert YouTuber's name cries out as they strike you. And I had to pause and I was like, wait a second. That's a Hitler quote, isn't it? The Jew cries as they strike you. And it was just like, blink and you miss it, you know? But just some random little drama channel that's like up and coming, going viral, sneaking little Hitler quotes into the videos, you know? It is wild how much the Nazi stuff is going viral. I'm seeing it everywhere right now. I feel like we're leaving that Chud phase and entering the Nazi phase. But I feel like the Nazi phase is the breaking point for the right. At least their broader popularity.
A grifter just trying to do anything to go viral with little long-term plan, and it's funny how supportive the comments are when he makes these far-right posts, and how white nationalists will literally just watch anything, even if it includes literal butt sex and cum, and just completely contradicts their worldview. But this profitability of
some of them are gay.
Pandering to the far right probably explains a lot of what's going on the internet right now, such as the account based in India phenomenon that we have seen recently, especially with X adding a new feature where you could see where accounts will...
That is crazy. The Indians taking L's account being run from Bangladesh is wild as fuck. That is some controlled opposition right there. That's wild.
Located. It is a gold mine for right-wing content right now, and literally anybody can do it. Here he is dancing to Save Europa music with the text "The sun will rise again," this being a right-wing dog whistle and reference to the black sun, a white nationalist neo-Nazi symbol. In the last few weeks, Merrick has also begun posting that he is indeed looking for a girlfriend, having seemingly deconverted from being gay.
So I need a girlfriend, and I know this is a controversial statement because I used to be gay, as you know, and I've had a lot of comments of people saying that I don't need a boyfriend or a girlfriend and that I need to focus on myself. But the thing is, I do value myself. I just feel like I want someone who can care for me.
What's funny about this one is in the comments, you even see people actually believing he's like in the process of a genuine religious conversion. This reminds me so much of Ollie London. Everyone here remembers Ollie London, right? The random British weirdo TikToker who was, for a time, going viral by rage baiting the internet with their obsession with the BTS K-pop singer Jimin, and took it so far as to do a
stunt where they would get like 1 billion plastic surgeries to try and become trans Korean. In response, the trans community would respond to Ollie London by going, no, there is no trans Korean. You are being both racist and transphobic right now. We do not claim you. Ollie London would later detransition, quote unquote, and is now a right-wing grifter who claims to have escaped the the crazy left-wing trans mind virus. From trans Korean BTS Jimin stalker that the whole trans community hated to now being the face of the ex-trans detransitioner sphere and now being one of the most prominent transphobes on the internet. And the right does not at all recognize or know about Ollie London's history. They take everything he says at face value, and they trust him. And they bought the entire grift. It is one of the most blatant grifts I've seen as well. But yeah, this guy reminds me a lot of Ollie London.
Funny considering Merrick every once in a while makes like a left-leaning reel, so he just throws in like a feminist talking point every now and then. He has been straight for a week and is already a performative male, but again, This is more of the A/B testing, seeing how he can get engagement. So that's the story of Merrick Starr. I really wish I could get this guy off my feed.
That's fair. I don't really use Instagram. I'm happy to say I've avoided this guy popping up on my feed because I rarely use Instagram. I certainly don't doom scroll it and look through public posts. I just kind of keep up with my friends and what they're posting, check my DMs and stuff. But I've heard so much about how brain rot the Instagram algorithm has gotten that if you try to go through the discovery page on Instagram, you're going to be going through miles of slop. Not all of it's going to be right-wing Nazi propaganda, but most of it's going to be some kind of slop. Anyway, if you ended up enjoying this video, then make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Comment who up Xandering they haul if you want to make sure you boost the video. Hype the video as well if you can, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you liked that video, keep in mind the original creator, his name is TDT. So if you want to go drop some support on the original video, assuming my editing at 3 a.m. ass does not forget to put it in the description, the link should be down below as well. But hopefully it's not too hard to find. If I do forget, let me know in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see y'all in the next one.